Namaste, with the blessings of Sri Mahavallabha Ganapati and all other Devatas. The Hindu Temple Society of North America welcomes everyone to this unique learning series. It is session number 76. Special swagatam to our guest speaker, Pandit Sri Mahesh Shastri ji. Let me render a prayer before we commence the session. Namaste, Pandit ji. Sadha Shiva Samarambham Sri Kantacharya Madhyamam अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् अनाद्यन्त्यमाद्यं परं तत्त्वमर्थं चिदाकारमेकं तुरीयं त्वमेयं हरिब्रह्ममृग्यं परब्रह्मरूपं मनोवागधीतं मखः शैवमीडे. Namaste. Once again, welcome all the viewers. Of course, you all know my name is Ravi, Vaidyanaat, Sivachariar, and I have the pleasure of hosting this series. It is our 76th learning session happening today. And about the guest speaker, Pandit Sri Mahesh Shastri ji is the Panchang Siddhanti of mypanchang.com. And he helped us in preparing the North American Hindu calendar, Hindu Panchang, and also our calendar system being released every year during English calendar beginning. He lives in the greater Seattle area. He is a learned scholar in Yajurveda, Dharma Shastra, Vedic astrology of Krishnamurti Paddhati, and also well versed in the Western astrology. With the grace of Lord Almighty, let us begin the session. And this is to remind you that it is the fifth of its kind that we are having this learning series, specifically on global application of Hindu Panchang for religious, civil, social, and astrological purpose. In today's session, we will be specifically, the focus will be on choosing auspicious or a favorable times for taking important decisions for various occasions. It could be like buying or selling or signing documents, or how to fix the events or festivals, and more, much more of than this. And before proceeding further, I wish to remind all the viewers, if you wish to seek any clarification or if you come across any questions specifically on today's topic, you may post it in the comment section, either in the YouTube or in the Facebook, wherever you are viewing this program, and we will address it towards the end of the session. If anyone missed this live session, don't worry, you are welcome to view it later, as it will be permanently available in the temple's YouTube, also in the temple's Facebook. So at your leisure, you can view it any number of times. And while the primary and practical use of any typical calendar system is to identify, normally, we use the calendar to identify the day, the date, the month, the year, and of course, we also refer it for some of the national holidays or local holidays. And it also plays important role in as a tool for planning our times, events, etc. Whereas, come to Hindu Panchang system or Hindu almanac system, we follow a traditional Indian cosmology, astronomical and astrological phenomena, movements of heavenly bodies, and we also get into some arithmetic and then various calculation, geometric calculations. So the traditional Panchang, Hindu traditional Panchang, provides information considering the basic 5 elements of all of us. That's why it is called as Panchanga, Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, Karana. All of us know about this. And it provides lot more information that are required to perfectly perform any kriyas, be it religious kriyas or samskaras or any rituals, or even to observe any festival or event like Kamyartha pujas and things like that. Additionally, Panchang data provides celestial occurrences on any given day so that it enables us to decide on various self-desires. Now, coming to the main subject today, human beings, like all of us, experiences pain, also pleasure. Both pain and pleasure we experience. The reason is it a result of our own past karmas. So how do we get rid of this? With an idea of having a prosperous life, one should know the time when the fruits of karma will reach us. Not only that, to overcome that, so the time when we ought to do some good actions, for which Panchanga will help us. And why Panchanga? We know because it leads with astrological information, which is as per our Shastra. It is one of the 6 Anga or limb of the Veda. That's why we call it as a Shadanga, 6 Angas of Veda. Out of 6, Jyotisha Shastra or astrological science comes in hand in revealing us, among many other things, including what we are going to talk on today, subjects on how to fix or how to find auspicious and precise time for performance of certain rites, so that it makes us great and also rich, and to get removed of all our bad deeds. And today's session, hope it would help us in decision making process, self-assessment, especially how do I make decisions myself without even referring to any guru or priest or astrologers. So nowadays astrologers provide a lot of informations online and through Panchangas printout and things like that. So how do we take decisions ourselves? Of course, we do need to go to the astrologers and priests for information, but there are a lot of information which could be given nowadays directly, so that we can do self-assessment, self-appraisal process on issues for which even there are issues which we repeatedly nowadays happening. Earlier, these kind of issues used to be only once in lifetime. Once in lifetime, we buy properties, but nowadays it is not so. We keep buying properties, we keep selling properties. We keep building houses, we keep selling that houses. And we go on pilgrimage. Earlier, they used to go only once to Kashi Yatra and Tirtha Yatra in the later days, but nowadays it's not so. We want to go on pilgrimage anytime, but we have time and holiday and things like that. Similarly, we want to commence new ventures. For all these things, we have we can fix the time and we can decide on the time which is auspicious, which is favorable to us by looking at the Panchanga system. Now let me begin with my first questions to Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji. Shastri ji, I remember to have read that on any given day, based on the celestial occurrences on that particular day, it may have influence, for example, directing us to proceed a particular direction. We call it as a dishapalan, which is favorable to proceed towards that direction, towards that time, towards this thing and things like that. Not only that, a favorable time period on any given day, which may lead us to success. So, or to get a beneficial results. And similarly, of course, Panchanga also deal with a lot of numerical data. An association of certain numerical digits will also lead to victory. And also one need to be cautious, not only all beneficial and cautious, all this thing, even certain time of a day, we need to be cautious, so that the time may have not time relating to our action. It may have some doshas or impurities too. So could you just brief on this? How do we choose the time for every, our day-to-day going and things like that, especially to take certain decisions? So now the floor is yours, Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji, to just explain to our viewers.
Om Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Saraswati Namaha. So let's bring those slides up. So the first thing in Muhurta is people think about that we are the whole world was ruled by once Maharaja Bharat. So the Panchang prepared in India, like the whole world is Bharat Bhumi, right? So Panchang prepared in India will be useful to anywhere else. So even if that was the case, Maharishi Vasishtha did say like you have to use the Panchang prepared for the local where you are. So that's why during the Dashratha Maharaja's time only, so King Dashratha ruled pretty much the entire world. So that's why he said to Maharishi Vasishtha, to Dashrath Maharaja Dashrath, that we need to be preparing the calendar for that particular place, because sunrise sunset time will be variation. So let's go to the next slide. So the more important thing is we need to have a Panchanga Shuddhi. For we need to remove the bad tithis. We need to remove the uh, bad nakshatras. And for every particular thing there are specific nakshatras are there. Like for example, let me give you Janana Shanti for childbirth related,
Just
right?
to interrupt, Maheshji, I think instead of considering any nakshatra as a bad, maybe it is not favorable on that particular day to us.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
So
all
there are,
nakshatra are good,
you are
but
right. You are
on
right.
that particular day or time, it may not be favorable.
So all nakshatras are good, but there are specific nakshatras are good for specific things. So for example, for graha pravesha, all three uttaras are good, very good. You do not want to take any purva nakshatras, right? But for simantam and all, like you want to take all, you want like purva nakshatras are you can consider. Okay. For Vivaha, all Uttara nakshatras are good, because you do not want to take Purva nakshatra, because you want Uttarottara Pragati, right? So there are certain nakshatras are meant for specific thing only, right? Like depending upon what's your this thing. Certain nakshatras here are connected to Pitrus and Sarpas. For example, Ashlesha is connected to Sarpa, and all Maga is connected to Pitrus. And so those are, so for that person born in that nakshatra, you need a Shanti. So that's why when people come to you, you want to, like you have your wife is about to deliver and you have to give a date to the doctor, and you call up everybody, you want to do the open of the NY Panchang and select like date yourself. First thing, you want to make sure that you want to avoid Krishna Chaturdashi and Amavasya Tithi. So for everything there is every particular thing, and this is a sort of a tutorial kind of help you today. So that will help you to decide, like what days will be good or not. Because so in Dharma Shastra it says if the child is born in Krishna Chaturdashi or Amavasya, so that requires Sinivali or Kuhu Shanti. Person with the Ashlesha, Jeshta, Mula, Maga, and Ardra will require Gandamul Shanti. So, and specifically Charana, specific to the Padams of Chitra, Pushami, and Uttara also requires that Shanti. Born in yoga called Vaidruti and Vyatipada with NY Panchang has Shanti. Although there is not much about Shanti for Bhadra, which is Vishtikarana, but it's bad to avoid, and you want to avoid the Sankramana, eclipse time, and you want to also avoid same nakshatra as the parents or sibling, because then you have to do Eka Nakshatra Janan Shanti. Now, if you are playing a god, like say you have to decide what time your child going to be born, you can avoid the conjoined periods of the whenever the two tithis are going to end, or one is ending, another is joining, tithi nakshatra or lagna. So those period is called ganda anta. So ganda anta. So you want to avoid those things. So those are the basic things that one needs to be careful about the Panchang. Panchang is Panch Anga, right? Vara, Tithi, Nakshatra, Yoga, and Karana. But beyond that, there is more things to it that will help you to do Panchanga Shuddhi.
Good
Hope
to
that
know.
answers your question.
Yes.
Now, like here we
What
say
about how Purnima, like Amavasya, you said Purnima also?
Purnima is considered good.
Good.
Purnima is considered good because it's a full moon. Remember, the moon is mind. For the childbirth, you do not want Amavasya and Chaturdashi because sun, the moon will rise at the same time as the sun. So moon will not be visible. If moon is not visible, moon become powerless. And moon is mind. To become successful, one need to have a strong mind. Person born with Amavasya might develop a wavering mind. If he's in his birth chart, Jatakam moon is not expected by benefic planets like Jupiter or Venus. Otherwise, he will be, oh, should I buy this property? Should I buy that property? Should I do this? Should I do that? In order to avoid that, we say, like, you know what? Have a strong mind, basic rule. Well, yeah, so avoid those things on full moon day. The moon is visible, so you do not have that issue altogether.
Okay.
So, so this is what you want to do if you are playing a god, to select the childbirth. So basic knowledge of astrology is very important. What is Lagna means the rising sign at the time of at any given time. As Earth is spinning, so the whole zodiac is divided into the 12 equal parts around the Earth. From using the distant zodiac, which is with reference to the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So it's called sidereal zodiac. So as Earth spin, it will see the all 12 zodiac. Now, if you are born in summer, so the daytime you will see the sun will be there for a long time. So the duration for each sign will be longer depending upon where you are in the place. If you are on equator, you are pretty much, no matter, it will be equal. But if you go more towards the north or more towards south, the duration can be shorter or lengthened. So you need a strong lagna. So the lagna is the rising sign at the eastern horizon. And benefics like Guru and Shukra are benefic, are in Kedra and Trikona you can do. And malefics in 3, 6, and 8 and 11th houses are good, not the 8, because those are upachaya sthana. That will make you work and you will get the results of your hard work. So those are the basic things these are the tips for childbirth. Okay. And there are many, we have given many tips, and then hopefully this will be available for download on the YouTube.
Yes.
So if the mother and son also have a same nakshatra, they will need Shanti. Basically, if the parents and child have a same nakshatra, they will need a Shanti. So you can, if you have something like that, you can contact your local temple. You can consult your NY temple there, and they can arrange the Shanti at the temple or at the home.
Yeah, it is either mother or son, or mother daughter, or father and son, father daughter, any combination.
Or siblings.
Siblings. Okay. We'll go to the next slide.
So the first important thing is, to do that, we need to have a Panchanga Shuddhi. So what is Panchanga Shuddhi? So we have to avoid Kshaya and Vriddhi Tithi. Kshaya Tithi means in a day, if there are normally 2 Tithis are there, one Tithi will end and another will start. Sometimes, and the day means from not at the midnight, from sunrise to the sunrise. Okay. From one sunrise to another sunrise, this is a Hindu day. So sometimes you will say 2 Tithis are mentioned, like in NY Panchang. For example, we will, if I have to say like Dashmi Tithi, sunrise is at 6 and 10 minutes AM. Dashmi Tithi ends at 7 o'clock 10 minutes, let's say, for example. And Ekadashi Tithi ends let's say morning around 5 a.m. and next day sunrise is at 6:11. So from 5:10 to 6:11, now the Dwadashi Tithi is there. So Ekadashi Tithi, Kshaya Tithi. So because Ekadashi Tithi does not see the next day sunrise, it's called Kshaya Tithi. So that has to be avoided. Vriddhi Tithi means that the same Tithi will see both the sunrises.
Okay.
Today's and tomorrow. Same thing that should be avoided for nakshatra also. Avoid Kshaya and Vriddhi nakshatras because those are not good. Because see, if you eat food, you have to eat in moderation. Excess of even good food is also it's not good. People say if you eat a lot of nuts.
If I have to say, if a tithi crossing over to sunrise, or obviously it could be beyond 24 hours. If any tithi which is expanded beyond 24 hours and also seeing to Surya Udaya, then it is Vriddhi.
Vriddhi Tithi.
Okay, but if it is only seeing only one
sunrise,
Surya Udaya,
then it is normal.
Then it is normal. Then when it becomes Kshaya?
When it doesn't see any sunrise.
Oh, okay, without sunrise. So post sunrise to prior to sunrise, it gets over. The time
it gets over. So that is called Kshaya Tithi.
Kshaya. So it's very clear now.
Kshaya Nakshatra. So you should avoid that.
Okay.
And there are Masa Shunya Tithi. You will find it anywhere on any Dharma Shastras. They say every Masa has this Tithi, and if you do not remember, so that's fine. But these are the basic thing. Avoid Amavasya, especially during Shraddha Paksha, but avoid Amavasya at any cost anyway. Now, you have to avoid Kshaya Masa and Adhika Masa. Adhika Masa, we have seen a lot. Yes. Kshaya Masa, I think, Ravi, you must have seen in, I think, between 1950 to 19, between, in, I think, 80s, there was a Kshaya Masa also. When there is a Kshaya Masa, it is followed by Adhika Masa, always. Yes. So avoid those Masam, and Dhanurmasam is avoided because usually it's a favorite mass to pray Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. So you do not want to do anything. However, certain places, the Dhanurmasa is considered Sayana. For example, in Maharashtra, they will do considered Sayana Dhanurmasa only. And I have seen many weddings happening on even around December 24, 25, 26. Because for them, Uttarayana is not 14th of January, which is correct because winter solstice is the Uttarayana. So Uttarayana is actual date is December 21st, according to the scientific Drishya Ganita Panchangam. So in the places like Maharashtra, it become local, so they will ignore Sayan Dhanur Masa.
In the southern India, it is the Dakshinayana, the Karkataka Masa is Saina Ekadasi. So it starts there. So there they will consider Kataka
Those
Masa
are avoided for the weddings. You want to avoid
weddings.
What we call as the Chatur Masam.
Correct.
But Graha Pravesh and something where money is involved, you cannot wait. Yes. Unfortunately, in this country, and I know the most wedding happens in the month of July, August, and September in the Chaturmasam only. And people say, Pandit ji, kuch bhi karo, muhurta de do.
Yes. So we have to do prayaschitta for such
thing. Yes.
That's why we said when we choose a good time, we should also look at what are the kind of remedial kriyas available. So that has to be correlated and then
correlated. And then avoid Rikta Tithis like Chaturthi, Navami and Chaturdashi. And on NY Panchang, we give eclipse dated, the eclipse days, and you can see what are the eclipse time, and you can see related nakshatras also. Avoid Kranti Samya Dosha. Kranti Samya Dosha, basically the declination is parallel or it's the same, up and down, which are also part of that 96 Shraddhas that you do in a year. Vaidruti and Vyatipata, Kranti Samya dosha. And also Adi Masa, which is in Chandra Masa, they call Ashadha Masa, which should be avoided. After you find all these things, you need to avoid the Guru Shukra Asta days, like we give that heliacal rising setting in the Panchangas. In the NY Panchang, you can see what are the heliacal rising and setting from your favorite NY Panchangam. And then those are the Mahapata Yoga, what I said, Kranti Samya. Then you need to check Tara Balam, Chandra Balam. I think NY Panchangam has the ready reckoner also for Tara Balam and Chandra Balam. You can follow that rate because it is like you found the day. That means train is going to your destination. But did you get the advance booking or not? Your advance booking succeeded or not? That is called Tara Balam and Chandra Balam. If those Tara Balam, Chandra Balam is favorable, you got advance booking. Now the problem is you have to do it. So even if you do not have a Tara Balam, Chandra Balam, there are pariharas. So that's what you can get the seats, what we call as a tatkal in India. So those pariharam, you can think, I'm just trying to give analogy. Sort of tatkal
priority seatings like that.
Priority sitting. So by doing pariharams, you can get it in the tatkal ticket. So those are the basic rule. This is being used for anything, whatever you want to do. This one can keep it like frame it, on there whenever they see. These are the basic things.
Okay, go to the next slide.
And then once you find it, you need to find it like whether that date, then you find out what that exact time. So you can go to in NY Panchang, we give the Lagna timings also. And from that, you can calculate the Lagna timing for your city. So get the Lagna duration for that desired time. And you can get the Tithi. If it's Krishna Paksha, add 15 in the Krishna Paksham. Otherwise, do not add. Add the weekday, like Sunday is 1, something like that. Nakshatra and Lagna, do the total, divide by 9, get the reminders. The bad reminders are 1 is Mrityu, 2 is Agni, 4 is Raja, 6 is Chora, and 8 is Roga. If you get good reminders, means 0, 3, 5, 7 are the good one. But even if you got a bad reminders, contact your priest and he might have some parihar harams for that. Because see, sometimes you have to do it. You do not have a choice.
Yes. Emergencies and things like that.
Emergencies do happen. And that's why we say there is a famous mantra that Bollywood plays a lot during the wedding. Tadeva Lagnan Sudinan Tadeva Tara Balam Chandra Balam Tadeva Vidya Balam Deva Balam Tadeva Lakshmipati Tang Griyugam Smrami. So whenever you worship Lakshmipati Lord Vishnu, all inauspicious muhurtas become auspicious. So that's what I am trying to say.
Okay.
So, but you can do it if you have a proper pariharams. For that, you need to talk to your priest.
Yes. Go to the next slide.
So, I think you jumped slide too quick. So now, when you want to find a weddings muhurta for, let's see about Chandra Masa, so this months become auspicious. Like now again, follow to your agamas, like for example, in certain places they say entire Pushya Masa is bad, but in classical text like Muhurta Chintamani, Muhurta Martanda, all classical, what we say is Bible of the Muhurtams, or I should say Bhagavad Gita of the Muhurtam, or I would say Ashtavakra Gita, which is like even Mahagita. According to those sort of Mahagitas, like Muhurta Martanda and Muhurta Chintamani, they say like Pushamasa is good when sun enters the Makara. Otherwise, it's not good. Like Kartika can be in Tula Masam also. But when the Kartika becomes good only when sun is Vrishchika from Shukla Ekadashi. And the entire Margashira Masa is good. Then again, when sun is in Makara, or Vrashika, again in that case. Pushyamasa, when sun is in enters Makara, that becomes good. Maga is also good when sun is in Makara or Kumbha. Falguna is good when sun is in Kumbha. Chaitra is good when sun is in Mesha. So if sun is in Meena, in certain places it is not considered good. Then entire Vaishak, Jeshta and Ashada up to Shukla Dashmi in Vrashaba and Mithuna, Surya is good. Avoid sun in Dhana, Meena and Karkarashi. Now, again, Minarka is location specific. In southern India, it's not an issue, but in some places in western India, it is a problem.
Okay.
So,
See, the Maga in the month, solar month should be in Makara or in Kumbha?
Makara or Kumbha.
Kumbha.
Magam.
Okay.
Makara or Kumbha. Because Magam can be in Makara or Kumbham both.
Yes. That's
So
right.
now wedding muhurtas, like certain times people have a belief, Saturday is not good because, I tell you a story. One of the local temple guy, his name was Kannan Ayyar. I was talking to him and he gave me one analogy. So he gave me this. I'm giving you the same analogy. Certain times what happens, you have a cat in the home, but you want to do the puja, but cat will not let you do the puja. So what do? So people, some old person, grandfather like figure advise, get a big bucket with the holes inside, like, baska. Put it on top of the cat, put a big stone on top of it. So cat can breathe and can run only within that. Now you can do the puja. Now days pass by, years pass by, cat died, the grandfather passed away. The kids have seen this. They need a cat. They need a one basket with the holes like made of bamboo or something and need a big stone. They have to do puja. So they were running around to find the cat first and then to find that the basket, the bamboo basket, and then the stone. So that's how Saturday get the bad names. But for wedding, all days are good. Avoid Rikta
Saturday is called as Thiravara.
Yes, Thiravaras are good. Thiravara is good. So avoid Rikta Tithis like Chaturthi, Navami and Chaturdashi, Krishna Trayodashi, Amavasya and Shukla Prathama, because moon is still not visible on Shukla Prathama. And good nakshatras are for wedding. Again, these are not the bad nakshatras, I would say. Good nakshatra for wedding is Rohini, Mrigashira, Adra. Avoid the first quarter because it becomes part of the Gandanta, right? And Uttara Falguni, Hasta, Swati, Anuradha, Mula, Uttarashada, Uttara Bhadrapad, and Revati. Avoid the last quarter because last quarter and the first part of the Ashwini becomes the Gandanta. Now, avoid yogas to avoid is, of course, Vyatipata, Vaidruti, Pariga Yoga, Vishkamba, Vajra, Shula, Atiganda, and Vyagata. These are all given in the NY Panchang, and avoid Vishtikarana unless, now, if you can, you avoid it, but if you have to do it, make sure it is in Patal or in Swarga, because if the Vishti is on earth, then it is not good. And you can find it on mypanchang.com. We did not give everything in,
of course,
NY printed Panchang, because printing paper is like a Hong Kong real estate.
Yes.
Price is how much we can fit it, right?
Of course.
So now if you look at the Graha Pravesham, so Chandra Masam, so Chaitra becomes good when sun is in Mesha. Vaishak good, but check Agni Nakshatra for Tamil. For Sauramanam, you need to avoid Agni Nakshatram. And Jeshta Masam is good, especially when sun is in Vrashabha. And because when it's in Mesha, it becomes Agni Nakshatra, so you need to avoid it. Ashada, sun is in Karka, but avoid in Tamil or coastal Andhra Pradesh area, right? But it becomes good. Shravana Masa, Bhadrapad Masa, when only becomes sun is in Simha, especially avoid Shraddha Paksha, Ashwayuja, sun is in Tula. Avoid the Masa Shunya Tithi. And Kartika Masa, sun is in Vrashika. Mrigashira Masa, Pushya Masa, sun is in Makara, and like Maga, sun is in Makara, and Kumbha becomes good. And like local, you need to avoid the Dhandur Masa and Adi Masam according to the Chandra Masa. Also, when you look at the Muhurtam, you have to ask if they follow solar calendar or lunar calendar. If they follow solar calendar, mostly Tamil and Palakkad area from Kerala, they follow solar
Yes.
calendar. So for them, you need to. Our NY Panchanga is a good thing. We have a Tamil yoga also.
Also.
Amruta yoga, Maran yoga, Siddha yoga. So avoid Maran yoga. Amruta and Siddha yoga will be good.
Yes.
So if it is a Maran yoga, avoid. Now Graha Pravesh Muhurta, you want to avoid Agni days, which is like Sunday and Tuesday. But unfortunately, lately, nowadays, even in India, most Graha Pravesham occurs on Sunday as nowadays. Not the Tuesdays, but Sundays are more popular because of the day off.
Yes.
Avoid Shukla Paksha Prathamatithi because sun will be weak, right? And Chaturthi, Navami, and Chaturdashi, which is Rikta Tithi. And same way, Krishna Paksha, Chaturthi, Navami, Trayodashi, Chaturdashi, and Amavasya. Out of that, Chaturthi, Navami, and Chaturdashi are Rikta Tithis. Good nakshatra for Graha Pravesham is definitely Rohini, Mrigashira, Pushya, Uttara Falguni, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Anuradha. All three Uttaras are good. Uttara Bhadrapada, Shravana, Dhanishta, Shatabisha, Uttara Bhadrapada, and Revati. Agnivasa should be on the earth because that is not requirement, but if it is there, Agnivasa on earth, which is best. Now, when you do Graha Pravesham, you need to check Kumbha Chakra also, which is there on mypanchang.com. If I share my screen for a second, let me share it. So I have shared. If you can share the screen, I have shared the
in the PowerPoint remove.
In the yes. So if you look at it, yes. So if you look at it, and I will share the one of the this thing. Let me show you that this thing. Do you see the
Yes.
Panchang now? Now in Panchang, if you look at it, whatever you see, it's here. Netram, Jivanam also. See Kalasha Chakra here, bottom, and plus sign. So whenever it's a plus, means it's a good. If you take a look at it, Kalasha Chakra, let me highlight one day. But this is December, so this is good. 2026. So Kalasha Chakra, if you look at it, bottom is good. So which is not good. When Kalash Chakra says minus mouth, it is not good. See, it is not good. So when Kalash Chakra is in becomes good when you see this thing, and you will see Homa Huti like Agni Vasa on earth. We say everything Agni Vasa earth, and you can see those things. These are all also there in our NY Panchangam, Tamil Yoga, Siddha, Amrita, Marana, and Netram, and Jivanam. Everything is there. And so let's go back to and then if you want to see the good, if you do not want to calculate this thing, so you can go and check back we have another format of the Panchangam, and which I will show you, which is like a detailed Panchangam. And detailed Panchangam, you will be able to check whether that date is good or bad for you. Let me share the horizontal Panchangam for 2026 for let me bring it online 2026. I'm just typing the URL and I will be pasting it in the same shade screen. Now see, this is the one. Do you see the screen? The updated one. In this one, sorry, this advertisement keeps my website running. So you will see good Tara Balam. We give the Tara Balam, Chandra Balam already. For a given date, you can use this format. And how you will come to this format? Simple. You can select the current Panchang and you can come here. Basically, you can select the detailed Panchangam. And so you can see it in Tamil, Telugu, and Kannada and all other languages. So yeah, if I show you here, so you can see it in Tamil also if you do not know. So this Kalasha Chakram, everything is in Tamil. Ravi can verify if this language is proper or not.
Okay, we will see it later.
So let's share those PowerPoint again. So Agnivasa, so Kumbha Chakra, so should be south, waist, throat, bottom are good. All others are not good. Let's go to the next slide. So now once you find out the day, you have to find the time. What time? So you have to prepare the Jatakam. And one of the good thing is NY Panchangam has a Lagna table. You can use the Lagna table. It has got a planetary pages also. So Ravi, do you have the one Panchang printed one handy?
Yeah, I have, but
So
I don't know.
you can just show
Right
any
now.
year is fine. Just any year is fine. Just show the Graha page. So there you can see the Graha pages are, you will find it. So you can make a chart and avoid Mesh Lagna. Select fertile Lagnas are good. And then no planet should be in 7th and 8th house for wedding except Guru Shukra. And for Graha Pravesham, 8th house should be clean. Along with that, 4th house should be clean. No planets. Only planet can be there is Guru. So you iterate like the NY table Panchang. You can, there is a method how you can calculate the Lagnas during the days. You can calculate that. Avoid Sun and Mars from the 7th, from the bride's Rashi. Guru in Kendra. Now, the thing is, I told you about you can, there is a Pariharam, but there is a point system in Muhurtas. So, Guru in Kendra or Trikona means 1, 4, 7, 10 or 5, 9 houses will remove 10,000 doshas. And Shukra will remove hundreds of doshas. So even if there is a Rahu column, you can still do it. And then the temple bells will ring like this for your auspicious things. So Guru rings the temple bell.
Okay.
So check Tara Balam. So you need to check that. Can we go back to the previous slide back? And check Panchaka Rahita Vidhi. So these are the basic things. Once you do this, you are fine. Now sometimes because nowadays you buy, like Ravi, you said you keep, nowadays, before we used to buy only one house in a lifetime. Now we buy the house, put it on rent, old house, and move into the new house. Like we keep buying houses, or we say stay in the same houses. So let's go to the next slide, which will say the document signing muhurtas. So if you have to sign any document, like you found a new job, you have to sign the new contract for signing the job. So you can check this guidelines, like good nakshatras, Ashwini, Rohini, Mrigashira, Pushya, all 3 Uttaras, Hasta, Chitra, Anuradha, and Revati. Avoid like Rikta Tithis, Amavasya, and Shukla Paksha Prathama. Good days are Guru, Shukra, and Buddha. Those are good. So you've got 3 days. Sometimes you can take Monday also, especially in Shukla Paksha, and when the moon is not afflicted by Saturn or Mars. Avoid Adhik Masa and Guru Shukra Asta. But if you have to sign it, and there is a Guru Shukra Asta, you can do Guru Shukra Shanti at your favorite NY temple, and the priests are very well aware about those Mudhyami Shanti, Guru Shukra Asta Shanti. Yes. Same case with Adhik Masa, you need to do Vishnu Sahasranam chanting and Vishnu Sahasranam Homam. Then you can do it, Adhik Masa, after doing it. And then Lagna, like Mesha, Vrashabha, Simha, Vrashika, Makara, and Kumbhas are good. Those numbers are representing the name of the Rashis. I just put the numbers because it becomes easy to write in the small space. No malefic should be in the Lagna. Always Lagna is the boss. Lagna should be the strong. And like we have given, Tara Balam should be good. And check the NY temples, Panchangam, Tara Balam reckoner. So it has given the how to do the check Tarabalam. Chandrabalam is also there, check Chandrabalam. So from the moon Rashi, let's see the next sign. So the next slide. So those are then the most important thing is people start a new job all the time. Now you will see the good days are Sundays, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But HR will say, sorry, you have to start from Monday. So in that case, you need to make sure you select a Monday, which is on that day the moon is not afflicted. There is no Astama Chandra for you on that day. Do the Chandra Shanti, you know that mantra Apyayasa Sametute Vishata Soma Vrishniyam Baba Vajasya Sangate. Do that Shanti with that mantra at the temple on the previous Monday before joining the date, and then you can join, provided nakshatras are good, like Rohini, Uttara, Falguni, Uttara, Shada, Uttara, Bhadrapad, Dhanishta, Shatabisha, Revati, Ashwini, Mrigashira, Punarvasu, Pushya, Chitra, Anuradha, and Abhijit. On this, they like if there is a Guru Shukra Asta, you can do Guru Shukra Asta Mudyami Shanti. Adhik Masa there, you can, that is okay. It doesn't say you can avoid it because you can take it and follow the Panchang Shuddhi rule. If your Sun and Mars in Lagna, 10th or 11th, that's the best. You can reach the slowly vice president of that company. Will give you the power.
Okay.
Next slide. Yes. So now people do their retail shop nowadays because people have, their gas stations, hotel, they buy their own retail station, like they buy restaurants. I've seen many South Indian restaurants coming up in my area where I live in Seattle. So because people have an entrepreneurship, spirit. So avoid Tuesday because Agni one. Good nakshatras are Ashwini, Rohini, Mrigashira, Pushya, Hasta, Chitra, Anuradha, Revati, and all three Uttaras. Avoid Kumbha, Lagna. Benefic in Lagna and no malefic in 8, 12 houses. That's the basic principle you want to follow. And you can call a priest, do Ganesha Puja and Lakshmi Puja, and you can start your retail shop. Next, please. And you can start a trade business. Nowadays startup is normal, thing. Like people want have some great idea, they want to do the startup. Avoid Rikta Tithis like Chaturthi, Navami, Chaturdashi, Shukla Paksha, Prathama, Krishna, Trayodashi, Chaturdashi, and Amavasya. Good days are Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Those are good days. Good nakshatra, Ashwini, Rohini, Mrigashira, Punarvasu, Pushya, all three Uttaras, Hasta, Chitra, Anuradha, Shravana, Dhanishta, and Revati. Check Tarabalam and Chandrabalam. Make sure there is no Ashtama Chandra, and Naidhana Tara should be avoided at any cost. For that, there is a pariharam for, but there is a pariharam for Naidhana Tara, but it should be avoided. Next, please. Now people start their machine shop, they start the factory, right? So like people nowadays, machinery can be data processing center or something like that. So Ashwini, Punarvasu, Pushya, Hasta, Chitra, Anuradha, Jeshta, and Revati. Good days are Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Those are the good days.
Is it also with regard to the new vehicle?
We will get that. We have the slide for new vehicle. Okay. Next, please. Now releasing new product. So you need a Bharani. See, this is, let's come back here. So we will come back to this slide later on. Let's go to the vehicle because there was a question on the vehicle.
Okay.
So like good tithis are Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Saptami, Dashmi, Ekadashi, Trayodashi, and Purnima. Avoid Amavasya. Good nakshatras are Ashwini, Rohini, Punarvasu, Pushya, Uttara Falguni, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Anuradha, Uttara Bhadrapad, Shravan and Uttara Bhadrapad and Revati. Lagna should be like when you drive the away the car, not when you sign the loan paper. That should be the signing one.
Okay. Starting the car with puja.
Car for the car puja. Lagna should be Mithuna, Karka, Simha, Kanya, Vrishik, Dhanu, and Meena Lagna. And maybe have a NY temple can arrange the priest right there at the car delivery, when you take the delivery. Now people are releasing new product. People are in IT industry, especially in New York and pretty much entire world. So they come up with the new releases or new product. When to release a new product? Bharani, Kritika. Remember, Kritika is Agni Nakshatra, but it is
Yes.
good for releasing new product. Ashlesha, like considered was a bad previously, but is considered very good
Yes.
here. Or, and I said avoid the Purva Nakshatra, but it is considered good here.
Good,
All
yes.
three Purvas are good. Vishakha is considered as a Vish Nakshatra, but it is considered good here. Follow standard rules for Tithi, Yoga, Vara, and Karana, which like avoid Rikta Tithis and all.
Next slide. Next. That's all. Okay, I think that's the last slide.
Yeah, so these are the basic standard rules, and if you keep in mind, you can do your own help, to yourself. People can help them, help themselves,
Okay. See, we have seen in various slides about how do we predict a good or cautious time to take some decisions with regard to all these activities. But most of the slides, I find one common information which a layman look for. Not only that, even every mantras, whenever even a sankalp, during the sankalpam, it is always the priest says, like you also mentioned about Tateva Lagnam Sudinam Tateva Tara Balam Chandra Balam Tateva Vidya Balam Daiva Balam Tadeva Lakshmi Patehe Tengra Yugam Smarami. So this Vakya or this sloka gives a very emphasis on the Tara Balam and Chandra Balam. But the thing is, both are important factors.
Actually, start with the Lagnam also. Tadeva Lagnam.
Tadeva Lagnam. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Tadeva Lagnam Sutinam Tadeva Tarabalam, then Tarabalam Chandrabalam. But what I'm saying is normally people look out for Chandrabalam, Tarabalam, even though there are some places it is easily available to access. Again, between Tarabalam and Chandrabalam, of course, this is all to take a decision about the timing of when we are signing, or timing of the actually muhurta, or the timing of the buying and selling and all those things. See, Tarabalam, it relates to the birth star with regard to the, and then related to the current day star. Okay. So it is easy. Most of the people know what is today nakshatra by looking at the Panchanga. And there are so many people who doesn't even know their own nakshatra. So for them, finding the Tarabalam may become difficult. Moreover, if you look at the Chandrabalam is again the moon position in our birth chart with regard to today's Tithi. So what happened is, so how do we address this? Because some people who does not know their nakshatra, their own Janma nakshatra, they are not able to know, even though we know how to find out and things like that. Whereas unless they have their birth chart, the Chandrabalam cannot be found. How do we address this issue?
So there are many websites. One of them is, I will show you my website. Can we share the screen, please? The one I have. So you can go there. If you see this, like go to mypanchang.com, click on astrology. If you see here, click on astrology, and then you will see the 3 chances. You can, if you are on Windows, you can download the software. You can click on Jatakam. And so let's see. Let me see. Somebody is, let's see, Krishnan Sadashiva. Let's put some name. He's born on December 27 in 1992. Let's see, at this time, he was born in United States. Okay. New York. Let me say New York. And New York City. Okay, we selected the city, and then you click here, that leave it like this. Simple. Do not change the time zone because it will automatically calculate. Okay. Then click submit. Once you click submit, it will tell you this thing. Rashi, a star, and then it will tell you the star. Your star is Dhanishta Nakshatra. Rashi is Capricorn, means Makar Rashi,
Makarashi.
and Nakshatra is Dhanishta. And you can check the moon also. The moon star becomes your star. So Dhanishta Nakshatra, first Padam. The Rashi of the moon becomes your Rashi, which is Capricorn. What you see in standard newspaper, English sign, those are based on the Sayana zodiac,
Yes, yes,
which we'll say some other time, which is mainly based on the sun. But this is Nirayanasan, that is Sayanasan.
yes,
That zodiac is completely different.
yes,
Ours is with reference to the center of Milky Way galaxy.
yes.
So, which is called as Thira Rashis. There is changing zodiac.
Yes.
And we can have a one astronomy session. If people are interested, please write in the comments if you want to see actual live session of how to calculate muhurtas. We can do one session on how to calculate Graha Pravesh Muhurta, one detailed session on that. Please write in the comments if you really want it. So this is how they can do it. Same way they can, if they are born in India, they can just select it, like, select India. So same thing. Same thing.
Okay. Okay. Now the next question which is coming up is people are asking about there are myths surrounding because you are talking about the childbirth timing to be recommended for that. That is one thing. So there still people are confused as to which time is whether it is the actual the labor pain occurs, that is the time, or the child delivery time, or because the birth certificate carries the time which may be post delivery time also. So even a small variations may have some impact in drawing their birth chart. So which is the time that they should actually check with the doctors for drawing the chart?
Acharyas have given different niyams, different opinions, unfortunately. And every book has given. So one of the thing book says when the water breaks out. Another thing says when the head is seen. But with reference to the modern context, most modern astrologer uses are when they hear the first cry of the baby, because until then baby is not even born, baby is out, but until he takes the first breath is when the baby starts crying. Okay, so that's what the is more important. You can see the baby is completely out is also one can take, because in most of the cases that's when he will start cry, like, so yeah. So
because nowadays what is happening, there are changes happening because there are premature deliveries happens, and then they have to take it to incubator, and then crying happens sometime later. So people are confused as to which
so
one
when the baby comes out
time.
completely, for example, in C-section, baby will just, like, especially in the case of birth twins, I'll give you one of the example. I went to do Namakarana for one of the kid, for the twins actually. And I looked at the chart, they were only 1 or 2 minutes away. I said, the elder one is nice guy, and then the younger one is the flirtiest sort of. And then the mom said, how do you know? Because see, it's based on the chart. And she said, you are right, because as soon as the young was like, the elder one was very quiet, and young child was very like smiling, flirting with the nurses. Not really in that sense, but you know what I am saying, right?
Yes.
So he was like always trying to. You must have seen that ad of the Google, child is born, takes out the phone from the doctor, say, I have arrived, something of that sort. So a 1 or 2 minutes difference can make a difference. And so that's mostly when the child comes out. And in case of twins, I don't think both will come out at the same time. There will be first will come out, and then and then after few seconds or a minute or so, the second one will be out. So there will be at least few seconds difference in the time. So I think when in case of C-section and all, those I would say when kids comes out.
Comes out. Okay, because a lot of queries happen around this particular issue.
Write down both the times. I would say, like when the cried in the case of this thing, and because certain times what can happen is the child is born during the on the juncture of the two signs.
Exactly. That
So
is the confusion.
the other sign, what the time of cried, that will also help us a lot.
Okay. So this will help us in interpretation of information and then give the correct one.
Correct one.
Okay. So that's one this thing, and there is another question about what is Janma, Anujanma, and Trijanma nakshatra days. How it is considered for, especially like for take decision about surgeries and travel and such things. Because I was told this is having some impact.
So mostly Janma Nakshatra is the primary one. Is the one. All other nakshatras, I would not give more important, but I think the Chandra Nakshatra, Janma Nakshatra, is the more important for all the muhurtas than all other nakshatras.
Okay. So we don't need to consider Anujanma and Trijanma. Whereas for the Prayachittam, that is considered, for example, Grahana, the eclipse times and all, if you have to do Prayachitta, this Anujanma and Trijanma is calculated. Whereas for the Muhurtam, it is not calculated. So that question comes.
Yes. So Muhurtam only Janma Nakshatram counts.
Whenever there is a remedial or Prayachittam to be done, we need to consider the others also.
Because, I mean, you are doing Prayachita for previous Janma also, right?
Also. Okay.
Not for this Janma, because you do not know why we are having a trouble because of the deeds of this life. See, remember, the karma result is not like, accounting rules, debit what comes in, credit what goes out, debit the expenses and losses and credit the gains and profit. Standard accounting rules, debit minus credit minus debit, give me my money, not like it doesn't work way. But that way it works in like in the order of the karma you have done. If you have done good karmas, you will get good result, and then if you've done bad karmas, you will have a patch of bad time trouble, and then again good time will come. That's what it is. So that's why you have to do all the prayashchitam, you have to do all three.
Yes, I think good, and we have few more queries. I think time is also up, and we can continue because we do several series on this topic, so we can take up those questions for the next time when we deal with the same topic. And I think we need to conclude now. The time is up, and it was so nice to hear your thoughtful contemplation of the data which was revealed by our Hindu Panchanga system, and also its meritorious functionalities and also evil functionalities. And as we have to end this session, I wish to thank Pandit Sri Mahesh Shastri ji for all, and also all the participants and viewers and those who have asked very good questions. And before concluding, I wish to remind the viewers on the forthcoming events quickly. Vaikuntha Ekadasi is going to be observed on Tuesday, December 30th, with the Vaikuntha Dwara Puja, Vishwarupa Darsanam at 8 a.m., Ashtadala Pada Padmaradhana.
Are you going to do the live telecast of Vaikuntha Dwara?
Yeah, it is going to be live telecast. And in the evening, we are going to have Achitra Parayanam at 4:30 and Dwadasha Pushpa Mandala Aradhana at 6:30. And next event coming up is Arudra Darshanam, which is scheduled on Friday, 2nd of January. And Makar Sankranti is going to be observed on Wednesday, Jan 14. And Dhanvantri Mahamantra Japam will be happening from Tuesday, Jan 13, all the way through Monday, Jan 19. And there are a lot more events happening in the month of Jan. And you may always visit our temple website to see more events and the schedules and other live streaming and other such informations. So with this, we would conclude this particular session on the Panchanga system. Thank you all again, and we'll meet in the next session the next month. Thank you and
धन्यवाद
namaste to all.